The day I was diagnosed with terminal leukemia, I heard the fake daughter's younger sister's true feelings. Finally going to die. I've waited 10 years, this bitch is finally going to die. When she's gone, the Lou family will have only me as their daughter, and the 5 brothers will dote on only me. I wanted to tell my brothers the truth, but they only saw our sister's superficial tears. Big brother said coldly, "Enough, Fiona. What are you doing stirring up trouble at a time like this? Sherry is so kind, how could she possibly curse you?" 3 months later, I coughed up blood and died. Before I died, the fake heiress leaned close to my ear and whispered, "Sister, it's so good that you're dead. You don't even know, do you? You were actually the Lou family's biological daughter, but no one will ever learn this truth, haha. From now on, this household is mine." I die with my eyes unclosed. When I open them again, I'm back on the day of the diagnosis. This time, my brothers can hear her thoughts. When the fake rich girl sheds her fake tears again, wonderful, that bitch is finally going to die. The 5 brothers' faces changed in an instant. I lay on the hospital bed, staring at the test results in my hand. Acute myeloid leukemia, M5 subtype, advanced stage. Life expectancy, 3 months. The door was pushed open and Sherry stormed in with red-rimmed eyes, grabbing my hand. "Sis. The doctors weren't serious, were they? You won't be hurt, will you?" Her tears fell patter-patter, she looked sadder than I, the patient. If I couldn't hear her thoughts from my past life, I might actually have been fooled by her. Cut the act. Hurry up and die. Dawdling for 3 months, I've waited till the flowers withered. Once you're dead, the Lou family's $1 trillion fortune will all be mine. I watched her performance with cold eyes, my heart utterly unmoved. In my last life, she behaved the same, acting sweet in front of me while secretly wishing I'd drop dead. And my 5 brothers were so taken in by her acting that until their deaths they never saw her true face. This time, I wanted to see, "Sister, why aren't you speaking? Are you feeling very bad?" Sherry anxiously shook my hand. At that moment, the ward door was pushed open. 5 men in suits entered one after another. The 5 heirs of the Lou family, my brothers in name only. Eldest brother Charles, CEO of the Lou Group. Second brother Jasper, an internationally renowned surgeon. Third brother Marcus, a top-tier lawyer. Fourth brother Simon, a movie star and king of the entertainment world. Fifth brother Benjamin, an esports god. Each of them excelled in their own fields, but none had ever truly cared about me, their sister. In their eyes, only Sherry was the beloved sibling. As for me, I was merely an outsider. "Sherry, don't cry." Eldest brother Charles frowned. "What did the doctor say?" Sherry wiped her tears. "The doctor said sister has advanced acute leukemia, only 3 months left." Ha ha ha. 3 months. Only 3 months. My good days are finally coming. Once that bitch is dead, I'll be the only daughter of the Lou family. The moment that venomous thought surfaced, I clearly saw all 5 brothers' expressions change at once. Eldest brother Charles's hand holding the phone trembled. Second brother Jasper froze mid-push of his glasses. Third brother Marcus's document fell to the floor with a slap. Fourth brother Simon widened those peach blossom eyes. Fifth brother Benjamin actually stood up from his chair. They all turned to look at Sherry in unison, disbelief written all over their faces. A thought stirred in my mind. Could it be, they can hear it too? In my past life, I was the only one who could hear Sherry's thoughts, so my brothers never believed what I said. But this time, their reactions were clearly off. Sherry was still putting on an earnest performance, completely oblivious to anything amiss. "Brothers, we must find a way to save our sister. If she can't be treated here, we'll go abroad." "Right, second brother, don't you know a lot of specialists? Hurry and help contact one for our sister." "What act of the good sister is this? If you really cure her, what will become of me? It would be best if she suffered and died in the hospital, not a minute spared. After all, she's not even one of the Lou family, no great loss if she dies." Crack. A crisp snap. The glasses in second brother Jasper's hand were crushed between his fingers. Blood dripped down his hand. Second brother. Your hand. Sherry cried, moving to step forward. Don't touch me. Jasper coldly shrugged off her hand, his voice carrying an unfamiliar chill. Sherry froze. Second brother? I leaned against the hospital bed, the corner of my mouth lifting in a cold smile. It seemed God had finally opened his eyes. This time, it wasn't only me who could hear her thoughts. Sherry still played dumb. Second brother, what's wrong with you? Are you too worried about sister? Her eyes reddened again, tears swirling in the corners. I know you're hurting inside, I'm hurting too. Strange, what's up with the second today? He's usually the one who dotes on me the most, and yet he let go of my hand today? Whatever, keep acting, this is the routine that works on them. Fifth brother Benjamin suddenly spoke, are you really in so much pain? He was usually the liveliest, but now he stared at Sherry with an appraising look. Of course, fifth brother. Sherry sobbed like rain, sister is this sick, how could I not be in pain? I wish it were me who was ill. Bah. I refuse to get sick. If someone has to die, let that bitch die. I'm still going to live and inherit everything of the Lou family. Third brother Marcus bent to pick up the papers that had fallen to the floor, his voice utterly flat. If you're so worried, then stay at the hospital with Fiona these next few days. Sherry's expression froze. What? Me stay with that bitch? I am not spending time in some unlucky hospital. What if I get infected? Third brother, of course I want to stay with sister, but I still have to go to school. Take a leave. Eldest brother Charles said coldly. I'll notify the school. Sherry bit her lip, looking troubled. But. What? Fourth brother Simon raised an eyebrow. Weren't you just saying you wished you could get sick for Fiona? Now you won't even spend some time with her? Damn it. What's gotten into them today? Aren't they usually the ones who dislike Fiona the most? Why are they all defending her today? I sneered inwardly. Sherry, oh Sherry, you probably couldn't even dream that they can hear every whisper of your heart so clearly, could you? I'm not unwilling. Sherry snapped, I'm just afraid I won't be able to take care of sister. It's fine, we'll hire professional caregivers. Second brother Jasper wiped the blood from his hands, you just be responsible for talking with her. After he spoke, he looked at me, Fiona, I'll arrange for overseas specialists to consult on your illness, don't worry. This was the first time in 10 years that second brother had spoken to me so gently. Before, the way he looked at me had always been cold and distant. I said calmly, don't bother, it can't be cured anyway. Nonsense. Fifth brother Benjamin snapped, medicine is so advanced now, they can definitely cure it. Yeah, for sure don't cure her. That bitch's got 9 lives, what if they actually fix her? God, please, let her die soon. Benjamin's knuckles cracked as he clenched his fists. I watched the 5 of them with their different expressions and an idea formed in my mind. Sherry, I weakly reached out my hand toward Sherry, come here. Sherry's expression changed, but she still had to come over. What are you pretending now? Sisterly love on your deathbed? That makes me sick. I took her hand and deliberately spoke loudly, Sherry, all these years the brothers have only doted on you. To be honest, I've been jealous. Now I'm going to die, and in the future you'll be the only daughter left of the Lou family. You must take good care of yourself, don't let the brothers worry. Sherry's tears fell even harder. Sister, don't say that. You won't die. Well said. Die quickly, die quickly. If I die I'll be the one and only Miss Lou. Then all the favors, all the property will be mine. Bang. Big brother Charles slammed his fist into the wall. Cracks immediately spidered across its surface. Everyone was startled. Big brother? Sherry looked at him trembling. Charles withdrew his hand, the knuckles were a gruesome mess of blood and flesh. He glanced at Sherry coldly, then turned and left. I'm going to handle the hospital paperwork. The other brothers also began finding excuses to leave. I'll go contact the specialists. I'll look up the relevant statutes. I'll go buy something. Then I'll go help. In the blink of an eye, only Sherry and I remained in the ward. Sherry still held my hand at first, but the expression on her face gradually changed. With the brothers no longer present, she couldn't even be bothered to pretend. What rotten luck. And I'm supposed to stay by the bedside? In your dreams. She shrugged her hand free and wiped it on her clothes in disgust. Fiona, you're really good at acting, she sneered. Playing the frail victim? Trying to make the brothers feel sorry for you? I leaned back on the pillow and watched her quietly. Really? Then wasn't your performance just now even more brilliant? Sherry's face darkened. I was sincere. Unlike you, who's only ever known how to play the victim for sympathy since childhood. The brothers saw through you a long time ago, that's why they don't like you. This bitch deserves the brothers' favor? She's nothing but a fraud. When she dies, I'll make sure her ashes are scattered to the winds. I curved my lips into a smile. Is that so? Then how do you explain why Big Brother blew up so angrily just now? Sherry was startled. Right, her eldest brother's reaction had indeed been very odd just now. And the other brothers were acting strange too. Could it be, they discovered something? Impossible. I acted so well. It must be that bitch's doing. Just then, the hospital room door was pushed open. A nurse came in. Miss Fiona, right? The VIP room has been prepared, you can go there now. VIP room? Sherry's expression changed. Wait, who allowed her to stay in a VIP room? The nurse looked at her oddly. Mr. Charles arranged it himself. He also said to use the best medical team and provide 24-hour monitoring. What? Big Brother got a VIP ward for that bitch? How much did that cost? Why spend it on her? The VIP ward was spacious and bright, fully equipped, practically the presidential suite of a 5-star hotel. I had just sat down on the leather sofa when the door was pushed open. Second brother Jasper entered with a medical team. This is Professor Hansen's team from the Mayo Clinic, they specialize in blood disorders. He pushed up his newly replaced glasses. They'll devise the most suitable treatment plan for you. Professor Hansen, blonde and blue-eyed, stepped forward and said in not quite fluent Chinese, Hello, Miss Fiona. We will do everything we can to treat your illness. I hadn't spoken when Sherry rushed in. Second brother, she panted. How could you do this? Jasper frowned. Do what? Hire such an expensive medical team. Sherry ground her teeth. Sister is already in the late stage, no matter how much money you spend. It's hopeless. Why waste money? Isn't it better to save this money for me? That limited edition bag I want is only 200,000, and they won't buy it for me. But now they want to spend tens of millions on that bitch? Jasper's face darkened in an instant. Sherry. Sherry was startled by his cold tone. Second brother? Get out. What? Get out. Do not disturb Fiona's rest. Sherry widened her eyes in disbelief. He told me to leave? He actually kicked me out for that bitch? Jasper. Just you wait. She stamped her foot and stormed off in a huff. Professor Hansen looked a little embarrassed. That young lady is. It's nothing. Jasper resumed his professional smile. Professor, please give my sister a full checkup first. He called me sister. That's the first time. The examination lasted 2 hours. During that time, the other brothers returned one after another. Big Brother brought a pile of nutritional supplements and medical equipment. Third brother brought thick folders of medical dispute documents. Fourth brother carried big bags and small packages, skincare products and snacks all meant for girls. Fifth brother went further and literally brought a top-of-the-line gaming console. Being sick is boring, you can play games to pass the time, he said, scratching his head. I've already downloaded all the popular games for you. Staring at the mountain of things piled up in the hospital room, I felt a little dazed. In my last life, they never cared for me like this. Even when I was dying, they only went through the motions, glanced at me, and left. All the concern and affection had been lavished on Sherry. What are you doing? Elder brother Charles sat at the side of my bed. Fiona, we really have been neglecting you these years. Now that you're sick, we want to make it up to you properly. Make it up? Sherry's sharp inner voice came from the doorway. Hypocrites. When this bitch dies, won't all these things still belong to me? But they're really strange today. Why are they suddenly so nice to her? I looked toward the doorway. Sherry was peeking in from outside. When she saw me looking, she immediately put on a worried expression and came inside. My brothers, you're all here. She smiled sweetly. Great, big sister must be so happy. Happy my foot. Why did she get so much stuff? Does that bitch deserve it? Fourth brother Simon suddenly stood up. I'm going to make a call. With that he hurried out. The other brothers' faces were hard to look at too. I decided to add fuel to the fire. Sherry, come here. I waved at her. Sherry reluctantly came over. I took her hand, feigning weakness. Sherry, if I really can't be cured, you have to promise me one thing. Sister, don't say that. Listen to me. I cut her off. I know all these years you've felt like I'm competing with you for attention, but I never was. I just wanted a little care from the brothers too. What a pathetic act. Disgusting. You just want to steal everything that belongs to me. Too bad, you're going to die, so even if you wanted to take it, you can't. Fifth brother Benjamin sprang up abruptly, the chair toppling with a tremendous crash. I'll go make a call too. He practically fled the ward. Sherry watched his retreating figure with curiosity. What's gotten into old Five today? So jumpy. Could it be that this bitch is really about to die and their consciences are suddenly pricked? Heh, about time. I continued my performance. Sherry, once I leave, you must take good care of yourself. Also, there's a box in the nightstand by my bed. It contains a keepsake my mother left me. I want to give it to you. When Sherry mentioned Mom, her expression changed. Mom's belongings? That bitch actually left something for her? There won't be anything in there that could harm me, will there? On the surface she looked moved to tears. Sister, whatever Mom left you, you must take good care of it. I can't have it. Just refuse for now. Once she's dead, won't those things be mine? Then I'll be the first to inspect them and destroy anything problematic. Big brother and second brother exchanged a glance, both wearing grave expressions. Third brother Marcus suddenly spoke up. Since Mom's belongings have been mentioned, Fiona, do you remember what Mom said before she passed? I was stunned. I was taken in by the Lou family when I was little. I was only 8 when my mother died. She went suddenly, a heart attack. At the end she clutched my hand tight, trying to say something, but in the end she said nothing and breathed her last. Mom didn't say anything. I shook my head. Sherry immediately jumped in. Yeah, third brother, Mom went so suddenly. That bitch did want to say something, but unfortunately I killed her. Who told her to find out the truth? If anyone's to blame, it's her for sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. What? I turned sharply to look at Sherry. What was she saying? My mother's death had something to do with her? Second brother Jasper's phone suddenly slipped to the floor, emitting a crisp clack. Big brother's face went as white as paper. Third brother stared at Sherry so intently his eyes looked like they wanted to chew her alive. Sherry kept playing dumb. Brothers, what's wrong with you? Are you thinking of Mother and feeling sad? I miss Mother too. Don't be ridiculous. That bitch is better off dead. Otherwise my background would have been exposed ages ago. Background? What background? Just then, Professor Hansen returned with the test results. Miss Fiona's condition is indeed very serious, he said, his face grave. Chemotherapy must begin as soon as possible, and we need to find a suitable bone marrow match. If we can find a compatible bone marrow donor, the chances of a cure will be greatly increased. Second brother immediately said, "We'll all get tested for a match. I've already arranged it, the nurse will come take blood shortly." Sherry's face changed. Wait. Why do we have to get tested? What a joke. Me donate bone marrow to that bitch? Don't even think about it. Big brother said coldly, "You're her sister, your bone marrow match probability is the highest." But. Sherry bit her lip, "I'm not in good health. The doctor said I have anemia. I refuse to donate. Why should I suffer to save her? It would be better if no one matched and she waited to die." Third brother Marcus sneered, "Anemia? How do I remember you ran a marathon just last month?" Sherry was at a loss for words. At that moment, I suddenly began to cough violently. Cough, cough. A mouthful of blood spattered onto the snow-white sheet, shocking to behold. "Fiona!" My brothers all gathered around. Second brother immediately checked me over, his expression grew increasingly grim. "The condition has worsened, we must medicate immediately." Professor Hansen and the medical team sprang into action. Various instruments were attached to me, and drugs flowed into my body through 4 lines. I leaned against the pillow, feeling the world spin. This sensation was exactly the same as in my past life. Pain, despair, and a deep, abiding unwillingness. Sherry stood in the corner, a glint of satisfaction flashing in her eyes. "Coughing up blood. Wonderful. Looks like she won't last 3 months. Maybe she'll be dead in a month." I closed my eyes and pretended to be unconscious. But I could clearly hear the sounds around me. "It's our fault." Fifth brother's voice was choked with sobs. "If we'd cared for her sooner, she wouldn't have gotten so sick." "What's the use of saying that now?" Eldest brother's voice was heavy. "The urgent thing is to find a way to save her." "I've already contacted the world's best hematologists," second brother said. "They'll be here within 3 days. I'm coordinating with the marrow bank too," third brother added. "If that doesn't work, we'll search the globe." Pfft. What a waste of money. Sherry's inner voice snapped. "Search for what? That bitch deserves to die. Now all of you pretend to be such devoted siblings? Where were you when she actually needed you before?" Fourth brother suddenly spoke up, "Sherry, you should go home first." "What?" Sherry blinked. "Fiona needs quiet rest, too many people aren't good." Fourth brother didn't even look at her. "Go back and get ready, come tomorrow for blood tests and matching." Sherry protested, unwilling, "But I want to stay with my sister." "Go." The eldest brother suddenly snapped, his voice terrifyingly loud. Sherry flinched in fright. "Charles. What are you being so fierce about? She's just a dying bitch, isn't she? Just wait and see, when she dies, let's see how long you lot can keep acting high and mighty." She stamped her foot in anger and left. The ward fell quiet. I quietly opened my eyes a crack and saw all 5 brothers sitting at my bedside. Their expressions were more solemn than ever. "You, all heard it?" Second brother broke the silence. The others nodded. "Mom's death." Third brother's voice trembled, "Is it really connected to her? And Fiona's origins?" Elder brother clenched his fists. What did she mean by the origins she mentioned just now? Fifth brother tore at his hair in panic. "So all these years, we've been deceived? The sister we've doted on for 10 years was actually a..." He couldn't continue. The ward fell into a deathly silence. I kept pretending to be unconscious, listening to my brother's conversation. "We must get to the bottom of this." Eldest brother Charles's voice was very cold. "Marcus, you're in charge of investigating the truth behind Mom's death. Jasper, you go check Fiona and Sherry's birth records. Simon, you have wide connections in the entertainment industry, see if anyone knows anything about what happened back then. Benjamin, you're good with hacking, pull up everything on Sherry. Yes. The four brothers answered in unison. I listened to their arrangements, my heart a churn of emotions. If only in my last life they'd been like this. No, there's no if. I died in my last life, silently. This time I will not repeat the same mistake. After they all left, I slowly came back to myself. I took out my phone and flipped to the photo album. There was a family portrait, taken a month before Mom died. In the photo, Mom is holding me, smiling so tenderly. Sherry stands beside us, so small and innocent looking. Who would have thought that this seemingly harmless little girl was the one who killed Mom? I zoom in on the photo, studying Mom's face closely. Now that I think about it, Mom was indeed a bit off during that time. She often stared at me absent-mindedly, and several times she seemed about to say something but stopped. Once, she held me and cried for a long time, repeating I'm sorry. I asked her what was wrong, and she just shook her head. Could it be that she had already discovered something then? Lost in thought, the door was pushed open. Sherry slunk in furtively. When she saw I was awake, she froze for a moment, then switched to a concerned expression. Sister, you're awake? How are you feeling? Why aren't you dead yet? Didn't you just spit blood? I looked at her weakly. I'm okay. Sherry, why are you back so late? She came to my bedside and took out a thermos. I made congee for you. She smiled sweetly. Patients need more nutrition. I added a little something to this porridge. It won't kill you, but it will make you suffer more. Since you're going to die anyway, you might as well die in pain. I looked at the bowl of porridge and sneered inwardly. In my last life she often brought me food too. I was touched by her concern, not knowing those meals had been laced with something. Not deadly, but enough to make my health deteriorate. Thank you, Sherry. I took the porridge. You're so kind. Pride flashed in Sherry's eyes. Sister, drink up while it's hot. I scooped a spoonful and brought it to my lips. At that moment, stop. The door was flung open with force, and fifth brother Benjamin rushed in. He snatched the bowl from my hand and glared at Sherry. What did you put in the porridge? Sherry went pale. Fifth brother, what are you talking about? I didn't. Damn. How could he know? Has he been spying on me all along? Fifth brother sneered, he didn't? Then do you dare to take a sip? He pushed the bowl toward Sherry. Instinctively she stepped back. I'm not hungry. Not hungry? Didn't you just say you specially brewed it for your sister? Fifth brother pressed on. Since it's such a good thing, what harm is there in taking one sip? Damn. The dosage in this, if I drink it. Her heart gave her away. Fifth brother's face grew increasingly terrifying. Just then, the other brothers arrived. Seeing the scene, they immediately understood what had happened. Second brother picked up the bowl of congee, I'll take it for testing. Third brother blocked the fleeing Sherry, you'd better tell the truth. Big brother's voice was as cold as ice, Sherry, you'd better explain yourself clearly. Sherry was still arguing, I really didn't do anything. Why don't you believe me? Play innocent. Keep pretending. They have no evidence. As long as I don't admit it, they can't do anything to me. Fourth brother spoke up suddenly, do you think that as long as you don't confess, we can't do anything to you? Sherry stared at him in shock. How could he? The five brothers glanced at one another, each seeing the same anger reflected in the other's eyes. Sherry. Big brother enunciated each word, from now on, you are forbidden to come near Fiona. On what grounds? Sherry shouted. She's my sister. I am the real daughter of the Liu family. What right does this impostor have to drive me away? A fake? The five brothers' expressions changed. Third brother Marcus narrowed his eyes, what did you just say? Who is the fake? Sherry froze, then shook her head frantically. I didn't say anything. Oh no. I got too excited just now. No, I absolutely can't let them know the truth. You said Fiona is a fake? Second brother pushed up his glasses, the lenses reflecting a cold light. Then who is the real one? Sherry bit her lip and said nothing. What's wrong with them? Why do they keep pressing me? It's like they can hear what I'm thinking. She suddenly looked up, terrified, at her brothers. No, impossible. How could such a thing be? Fifth brother sneered coldly. What? Figured it out? Sherry tentatively thought in her mind. Can they hear me? If you can, blink your eyes. The five brothers instinctively blinked at the same time. Ah! Sherry let out a scream and collapsed to the ground. Impossible. This can't be. How could this be happening? Why can they hear my thoughts? How could something like this happen? I leaned on the bed, watching her collapse with cold eyes. Sherry, oh Sherry. Could you have ever dreamed this? In this life, God has finally opened his eyes. Big brother crouched in front of her. Can you tell the truth now? Is Fiona really a fake? And if she is, then who are you? Sherry clutched her head, trembling all over. It's over, it's over, it's over. They all know. What am I going to do? Second brother took out his phone. I just found something interesting. 10 years ago, the Liu family did have a daughter born. But strangely, the birth records were tampered with. Third brother chimed in. I found it too. In the week before Mom died, she went to a paternity testing center. But the test results are missing. Fourth brother said coldly, a friend of mine in the entertainment industry told me that back then the Liu family caused quite a scandal. They said a baby had been swapped. But it was quickly swept under the rug. Fifth brother was blunt. I hacked into the hospital system and discovered something. Sherry's blood type makes it impossible for her to be Mom and Dad's child. One piece of evidence after another was laid out. Sherry panicked completely. They found everything. I'm finished. No, I can't give up. She suddenly stood up and glared at me viciously. So what if I am? She tore through every pretense. That's right, I'm not a Liu daughter. But so what? For the past 10 years, the ones you doted on and loved were me. What is that, Fiona? Just a pitiful nobody wanted. Even if the truth comes out, so what? Are the 10 years of feelings fake? Would they have the heart to drive me away? I finally spoke. So, you were the one who killed Mother? Sherry sneered with triumph. So what if I was? Who told her to poke her nose in? She found out my origins and wanted to take you, a low bastard, back as your own. Of course I couldn't let her succeed. I swapped that bitch's heart medicine. When she died, she wanted to tell you the truth. What a pity, she never got the chance to say a word. You. Second brother, usually gentle and refined, now looked like an enraged lion. He grabbed Sherry by the throat. You killed Mother. The other brother's eyes were red. When Mother died, they had all been young. The pain of losing her remained a scar in their hearts to this day. They had always believed it was because of me that Mother had died. So from that time on, they had treated me badly. And now, the murderer stood right before them. The sister they had pampered for 10 years. Let go of me. Sherry struggled. A murderer must pay with their life. They wouldn't dare kill me. They're gentlemen. Unlike me, I'll do anything. Third brother calmly pulled second brother back. Don't get your hands dirty. The law will deal with her. He took out his phone. I've already recorded it, this is the evidence. Sherry's face went pale. A recording? When did he? Eldest brother expressionless. Sherry, your good days are over. Get her and lock her up until the police arrive. The bodyguards came in, grabbed Sherry, and were about to leave. Sherry struggled like mad. No. You can't do this to me. It's the Liu family's fault. Your Liu family took the wrong child. How dare you give me everything and then take it away? Why? It's all Fiona's fault. If it weren't for her, I would be the real Liu heiress. I hate her. I want her dead. At that moment, I suddenly started coughing violently. This time it wasn't an act. I was genuinely unwell. Cough, 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 large mouthfuls of blood gushed from my mouth. More than before, and more terrifying. Fiona. My brothers ignored Sherry and all crowded around me. Second brother checked me quickly, his face an ugly shade. No, it's an acute attack. Call a doctor, now. Alarms blared as doctors and nurses rushed in. In the chaos I was pushed into the emergency room. Through a fog of fading consciousness I heard Sherry still screaming. Go to hell. Better you die right now. Even if I'm ruined, you won't get off easy. Pay me back with your life. I lay in the ICU for 3 days and nights. They say I was nearly beyond saving. When I opened my eyes again, 5 haggard faces looked down at me. My brothers were all at my bedside, their eyes rimmed with bloodshot veins. When they saw me wake up, 5th brother jumped up excitedly, she's awake. Fiona's awake. 2nd brother immediately checked my condition, and only after confirming that all the indicators were stable did he breathe a sigh of relief. How do you feel? Eldest brother's voice was very soft, as if afraid of startling me. I weakly shook my head, I'm okay, what about Sherry? At the mention of that name, the brothers' faces all darkened. 3rd brother spoke, she's been taken away by the police. Charged with intentional homicide. Although mother's case is past the statute of limitations, the evidence that she poisoned you is conclusive. And? He paused. And we found out that over the years she hasn't hesitated to harm you. The poor condition of your body is largely because she was continually adding chronic poison to your food. 4th brother said guiltily, Fiona, I'm sorry. Over all these years, we. No need to apologize. I cut him off. You were victims too. Yes, they had been deceived for a decade as well, pampering an enemy as a sister while neglecting their real sister like a stranger. If I hadn't been reborn this time, they might never have learned the truth in their whole lives. Does Dad know? I asked. Father had been abroad on business for years and rarely came home. Big brother nodded, we've already informed him. He's on his way back now. And, he took out a sandalwood box. This was my wife's heirloom. We thought you should keep it. I took the box and opened it. Inside were a necklace, a diary, and a few photos. I picked up the diary and flipped it open. My mother's delicate handwriting met my eyes. May 12th, I discovered a terrible secret. Sherry may not be my child. Her blood type doesn't match. May 20th, I secretly had a paternity test done. Sure enough, Sherry is not our child. Then where is my daughter? Where is my real daughter? On July 16th, I found out, the hospital really did mix up the babies that year. Fiona is my biological daughter. My God, what have I done all these years? I've been neglecting my own daughter, doting on a stranger's child. I'm going to tell the family the truth. Fiona is our daughter, she should get the love that's hers. As for Sherry, even if she's not my biological child, I've raised her for 7 years and I care for her. I'll find her a good home. On September 20th, Sherry found out. The look in that child's eyes was terrifying. She said if I dared to speak the truth, she would. No, she's just a child, only saying that out of anger. The diary ends here. The next page had been torn out. And my mother died 3 days after writing this entry. My hands were trembling. Mother had known the truth for a long time. She wanted to take me back, but was stopped by Sherry. Fiona. Second brother gently patted my shoulder. Don't be too upset. If Mom knew the truth came out, she would be relieved. I nodded and put the diary away. By the way. Fourth brother seemed to remember something. The bone marrow match results are in. My heart lurched. This would determine whether I could live. All 5 of us went for testing, fifth brother said excitedly. Guess what? Big brother is a match for you. I looked at big brother in surprise. He smiled slightly. The surgery is scheduled for next week. Take good care of yourself, we will definitely cure you. My eyes grew wet. In my last life, no one was willing to donate bone marrow to me. I could only wait to die. This time. Thank you. Thank what? Third brother ruffled my hair. We're family. Family. What a beautiful word. A week later, the transplant surgery took place as scheduled. The operation was very successful. But that was only the beginning, a long recovery lay ahead. I needed to stay in a sterile ward to avoid any infection. My brothers took turns keeping me company. The eldest came to the hospital to play chess with me as soon as he finished handling matters at the company. The second brother taught me medical knowledge so I could understand my condition. The third brother brought all kinds of case files, saying he wanted to cultivate my legal awareness. The fourth brother went further, performing a one-man show for me right in the ward. The fifth brother dragged me into gaming with him and even created a team called the 7 Siblings of the Liu Family. Wait, I reminded him, there are only 6 of us. Fifth brother smiled mysteriously, there's one more. Just then, the ward door was pushed open. A middle-aged man walked in. He bore a 7-point resemblance to Big Brother, only more mature and steady. Dad? I was a little uncertain. After all, I hadn't seen him in a long time. James hurried to my bedside, his eyes red with emotion. Fiona, I'm sorry I'm late coming back. He clasped my hand, his voice choked. Over the years, I'd been out doing business, neglecting you. If I'd paid a little more attention, maybe I would have noticed sooner, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have been away so long. My daughter has suffered so much, I've failed as a father. I can hear his inner voice too? I looked at my older brothers, and they all nodded. It seems Dad is special as well. Dad, it's not your fault, I comforted him. No one expected this to happen. James shook his head. Dad has already made up his mind, he won't be running off anymore. Leave the company matters to your eldest brother, I want to spend more time with you. When you get better, Dad will take you around the world. Wherever you want to go, we'll go. I'll make it up to my daughter. 10 years of fatherly love, I'll repay it to her twice over. I smiled, okay. From that day on, we really became a family. Father came to the hospital every day, telling me stories of his youth. My brothers treated the hospital more like a second home than a place to visit. Just when I thought everything was finally moving in the right direction, an accident happened. Suddenly, the ward door was thrown open. A woman stumbled in. It was Sherry. I had no idea how she'd escaped from the detention center. She was a mess, her clothes disheveled, her eyes wild. Fiona. She lunged straight at me, a fruit knife in her hand. Die. If I can't have him, neither can you. We'll go to hell together. Fifth brother reacted fastest and shoved me aside. The knife grazed his arm, blood spurted everywhere. Benjamin. The other brothers arrived at that moment. The bodyguards rushed in and subdued Sherry. She kept screaming like a madwoman, why? Why is it that you can have everything? I'm the real daughter of the Liu family. I am. God is unfair. Why were my biological parents poor scum? Why did she take my place? Second brother quickly treated fifth brother's wound, fortunately it was only a superficial injury. The police arrived soon after and took Sherry away again. This time, with crime upon crime, she would probably be in prison for a very long time. I looked at fifth brother's bandaged arm, overwhelmed with guilt. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. Fifth brother waved his hand carelessly. What are you saying? It's a brother's duty to protect his little sister. Exactly. The other brothers chimed in. We'll be more careful from now on. Eldest brother said, "We won't let anyone hurt you again." I nodded, feeling warm inside. Later, I heard that Sherry was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Murder with intent, poisoning, and injuring someone during an escape. With multiple sentences stacked, her life was ruined. Another 3 months passed. I could finally leave the hospital. Dad had prepared a grand welcome ceremony. Welcome our little princess home. The doorway was hung with balloons and streamers. I stepped into the house I hadn't seen in so long. Everything was the same, and somehow everything had changed. Before, this home had felt cold to me. Now, it was filled with warmth. Dad raised his glass, "To our reunion, cheers." And to Fiona's recovery. Everyone lifted their glasses. After the meal, my eldest brother handed me a black card. "You've borne so much these years, this is compensation. Spend the money however you like, and if it's not enough, ask your brother for more." I refused, "No. Take it." My eldest brother's tone brooked no refusal. "You deserve it." When the other brothers found out, they all insisted on giving me money as well. Second brother gave me an apartment in the city center. Third brother gave me shares in several companies. Fourth brother was more direct and handed me his acting fee card. Although the fifth brother was the youngest, he wouldn't be outdone and transferred all his competition winnings into my account. I laughed and cried at the same time. "Are you all trying to spoil me rotten?" "Spoil her we will," Dad said with a smile. "Our little princess should be spoiled."